A few days ago, during one of my live streams, I mentioned that when the middle class learns about a tax credit or loophole and starts to use it, the IRS changes the rules or takes it away altogether. Someone in the chat commented that they, meaning the IRS, moved the goalpost, and I basically told that listener that they hit the nail on the head. Well, I just found out a colossal example of the IRS moving the goalpost. And although it's not the middle class that was affected, it's still worth noting how they operate. According to a story in the Epic Times this week, Coca-Cola must pay the IRS $6 billion, with a B, dollars in unpaid taxes. When I saw this story, I said to myself, how could this be? This is an astronomical dollar figure. Then I read the subtitle. Coca-Cola accused the IRS of wrongfully estimating the tax by not following a previously agreed upon calculation methodology. Since I used to audit corporations during my last few years at the IRS, I was naturally curious about this saga. So here's what happened. Soft drink manufacturer Coca-Cola has been ordered by the court to make billions in payments to the IRS to cover back taxes. On July 31st, the U.S. Tax Court ruled that there were deficiencies in income taxes payable by Coca-Cola to the IRS for the 2007 through 2009 year to the tune of $2.7 billion. Adding in interest, which they always do, the total amount payable by Coca-Cola comes to around $6 billion. Coca-Cola said that it will defend its position and criticized the decision, stating that the IRS and the tax court misinterpreted and misapplied the applicable regulations involved in this case. With 90 days to file a notice of appeal, Coca-Cola intends to pay the roughly $6 billion owed while it proceeds with the appeals process. Now I'll stop here and say that those of us in the middle class, no matter how much we earn or have saved up, will be hard-pressed to pay even a fraction of that amount up front and hope that we win the case and get our money back. But the IRS expects those that don't prevail in these tax cases to pay the amount and then appeal the case. Now, if I'm not mistaken, when they lose a case and want to appeal, it's a different story. Anyway, the article continues. The issue stems from a notice sent by the IRS to Coca-Cola in September 2015, in which the agency sought $3.3 billion in additional income tax for 2007 through 2009. The IRS said in the notice that it would reallocate more than $9 billion in income from the company's accounts, thus resulting in the tax due. The soft drinks manufacturer claimed the reallocation violated a previous calculation methodology that was agreed upon by both sides. The IRS designated the issue for litigation, taking away any alternative means for Coca-Cola to resolve the matter other than by going to court, the firm said. Now you know why I call them the insidious representatives of Satan. In 2020, the tax court issued an opinion siding with the IRS. 3 years later, in November 2023, the court issued a second opinion, which also was in favor of the tax agency. The company believes it would prevail on appeal with respect to the issues raised in both the 2020 and 2023 tax court opinions, Coca-Cola stated. So what's this calculation about? There's something called transfer pricing, which is an accounting practice in which goods and services are exchanged between different divisions of the same company. The practice is used by firms to minimize the overall tax burden of the parent company. In a recent quarterly statement filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, Coca-Cola revealed that the 2015 IRS notice concerned transfer pricing between its U.S. parent company and certain of its foreign affiliates. Now get this. In 1996, the IRS and Coca-Cola agreed on a methodology to determine U.S. taxable income to resolve the transfer pricing issue. The agency also audited the company's compliance with the agreement in 5 audit cycles between 1996 and 2006. So Coke got audited over 10 years to make sure they were in compliance with the original agreement. But here's the catch. Then, in the 2015 notice, the IRS retroactively rejected this methodology for calculating taxes for 2007 through 2009, introducing an entirely different methodology without prior notice to the company. Now, if that's not moving the goalpost, I don't know what is. And to move it without prior notice and retroactively starting a year after the last audit is despicable. It's through the new calculation method that the IRS reallocated more than $9 billion in income to the U.S. parent company from its foreign licensees, thus resulting in additional taxes. Now, I'm not defending the practice of transfer pricing here. All I'm saying is to set the rules, then change them at the drop of a hat, and without notice because you discovered that you could get a lot more from someone is greed. And when that happens to the middle class, it can spell disaster for our small businesses. Taking away certain business and personal tax credits and deductions over the years has devastated some families and businesses and caused others to fold. It seems like there's no thought about how these goalpost moves will affect small businesses, which are the backbone of America. And there isn't any thought about it. Money and power are the only goals of the robber barons. Moving right along, the company believes that the retroactive imposition of such tax liability using a calculation methodology different from that previously agreed upon by the IRS and the company and audited by the IRS over a decade is unconstitutional, Coca-Cola argued. The firm noted that if it wins the appeal, the business should be refunded the about $6 billion it plans on paying to the IRS. Good luck with that. Now let's talk about how you can protect your income and assets. First, you have to have something to protect, which necessitates you keeping more of what you earn. You keep more of what you earn by reducing expenses and eliminating debt. A good way to expedite your reduction of expenses and elimination of debt is to start a home-based business and make money faster than you spend it. Once you're making money, you need to learn to protect it from predators and robber barons. If you want to learn this from an expert, join us in the Escape the Rat Race Challenge. The dates are posted below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you're ready when it's time to escape. Until next time, this is Sherry Peel Jackson signing out.